Line plots. Let's review. Frequency tables are a way to organize data or information. Here's an example of a frequency table. Let's review the parts of a frequency table. It has a title, categories, and tally marks, which are used to keep track of the data. We can also use the data in a frequency table to create a line plot. Line plots are another way to organize data. They also have a title and categories, and they also have a key. Add X's to show the amount. So in the frequency table, 6 people chose soccer as their favorite sport. And according to the key, an X equals 1 person. So I need to add 6 X's to represent the 6 people that chose soccer, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, now that shows that 6 people chose soccer as their favorite sport. 5 people chose football. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 people chose basketball. 1, 2, 3. 8 people chose baseball, so I'll add 8 X's. And only 2 people chose volleyball. The data shown in this line plot is called categorical data because the categories or answer choices along the bottom are words. The data shown in this line plot is called numerical data because the categories or answer choices along the bottom this time are numbers: 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's take a look at the types of questions you may have to answer when interpreting categorical data. How many people chose football as their favorite sport? So we look at football and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X's, and we look at the key to see that each X equals 1 person. So 5 people chose football. How many people chose either soccer or basketball? When you see that either or, you need to combine the number who chose soccer, which is 6 people, and the number who chose basketball, which is 3 people. 6 plus 3 is 9 people who either chose soccer or basketball as their favorite sport. How many more people chose football than volleyball? So 5 people chose football and 2 people chose volleyball. And I'm trying to figure out how many more people chose football. That's subtraction. That's 5 minus 2, which is 3 people. And you can see those 3 extra X's here. Volleyball only has 2 X's. Football has 2 X's, and then it has 3 additional X's to make 5 total people. So 3 more people chose football than volleyball. What was the most common favorite sport? I can tell this just by looking at my graph. I can see that baseball clearly has the most X's, and they create a column that reaches higher than any of the other categories. So baseball was the most common favorite sport. What was the least common favorite sport? Once again, I can see that volleyball has the fewest X's because they are the lowest of all of the categories. Volleyball was the least common favorite sport. Now let's look at the types of questions you may have to answer when interpreting numerical data, and these can be a little trickier. How many pencils measured 5 inches long? So let's look at 5 inches and be sure to look at the key. This tells me that each of these X's is worth 1 pencil. And there are 6 X's above 5 inches, so that means 6 pencils measured 5 inches long. How many pencils measured longer than 5 inches? So this time I'm considering all of the lengths along the bottom there that are greater than 5 inches. That includes 6 inches, 7 inches, and 8 inches. All of the pencils measuring 6, 7, or 8 inches were longer than 5 inches. That includes 2 6-inch pencils, 4 7-inch pencils, and I didn't have any 8-inch pencils. So let's put these all together. 2 plus 4 plus 0 is 6 pencils. These 6 pencils measured longer than 5 inches. How many pencils measured 6 inches or less? So this time I'm looking at the 6-inch pencils, but I'm also going to include any pencils that measured less than 6 inches. That includes 5-inch pencils and 4-inch pencils. So this time I'm combining the 2 6-inch pencils, the 6 5-inch pencils, and 4 pencils that were 4 inches long. And when I add all these numbers together, 4 plus 6 plus 2, that's 12 pencils that measured 6 inches or less. How many total pencils were measured? Well, remember, each X represents one pencil. So if you have a question like this, you just need to combine all of the X's. That's 4 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4 plus 0, which is 16 total pencils. What was the length of the shortest pencil? Now, you may be tempted to look at X's here. 8 inches doesn't have any X's, 6 inches only has 2 X's, but be careful, we're not looking at X's. Remember, those are pencils. Here, we're looking at the lengths. Those are the numbers along the bottom. The lengths were 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, or 8 inches. So which one of those lengths is the shortest? 4 inches. The shortest pencils measured 4 inches long. So what was the length of the longest pencil? Once again, we're talking about length, so we're looking at the measurements across the bottom. Now, you're probably tempted to say 8 inches because that is the greatest length. But look, did any pencils actually measure 8 inches long? No. That means the longest pencils that we actually have, that we actually measured, are 7 inches long. What was the difference in length between the longest pencil and the shortest? Well, we know that the longest pencil was 7 inches and the shortest pencil was 4 inches. So the difference in length here is 3 inches. 7 inches is 3 inches longer than 4 inches. Now let's look at a scaled line plot. Always pay attention to the line plot key. Take a look at this one. What do you notice? This time, an X equals 2 people. This is called a scaled line plot, when each X is worth more than 1. We have to be extra careful when answering questions about a scaled line plot. Look at this one. How many people chose cat as their favorite pet? Well, we look at the X's above cat, and we might want to say 5 people, but that is incorrect. Take a look at the key. Each of those X's equals 2 people. So really, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people who chose cat. 10 people chose cat as their favorite pet. Let's switch up the scale again. Always pay attention to the key. Look at it this time. Here's the question. Now how many people chose cat as their favorite pet? Once again, we're looking at the X's above cat, and we're looking at the key to see that each of those X's is worth 5 people. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 people who chose cat as their favorite pet. Let's review. Line plots are a visual way to keep track of and organize data. Data can be categorical, which is words like cat, dog, bird, fish, or it can be numerical, numbers like 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches. Some line plots are scaled, which means that each X is worth more than 1, and that's why you should always pay attention to the key when interpreting data in a line plot. This video was created by La Fontaine of Knowledge. Check the link in the description for lesson materials that go along with the video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.